We bring it back again. The remix
I
of
can never forget. That was when
memories created together. Everybody, hey, move your body here, 'cause something there. We bring it back again. Bring it back again.
Bring it back again.
The remix of memories created together. Everybody, hey, move your body here, 'cause something.
Hi, my name is Adini Yapusete. I'm a SMOG, and I'll be talking about my JJC experience. That would be a very long time ago. That experience has been something I wouldn't like to remember, though, but it's fun remembering that. When I was in school, then my first resumption, I guess I got to school late, so I went with my mom and wearing that long gown. You can imagine me wearing one big bogus gown to school on my socks, and I tried to convince my mom not to wear that for me, but I have no choice. Then we were still small, so I had to wear it like that. And when I got to school, entering the class, people were like, "Who is this? Who is this?" As you know that feeling when you feel like you are all alone, and it wasn't funny though. It was funny for people. They were looking at me, they were smiling, some were laughing, and the thing was somehow for me. So I was just too shy. But it wasn't funny at all, because at the time I was ashamed of myself. People were laughing at me, and I was alone, staying alone for some minutes. When I got to the class, and people were laughing, see this girl, see this new girl, see what she's wearing. My gown was very, very big. Although after some hours, I was able to overcome that, because I was able to get some friends, some nice people that come to me, talk to me, ask about myself, ask about my name, ask things about me. We get to know each other, and that was when I was able to overcome the whole thing, the whole scene, because it was hilarious that day.
Hello everyone, my name is Blessing Fumilayo Ayiniba. I am a SMOG. Nice meeting you. Talking about my JJC experience in St. Monica Girls College, Kaba. I remember going to the school shop one of those days, and I had a bell. Everyone stand still, and I was like, what is happening? I was told it was time for Angelus. I was like, what is Angelus? I've not heard of that before. I was told once it's 12 o'clock, the bell is being rang, and you have to observe the Angelus. You leave whatever you are doing and you observe the Angelus. It was like, wow, Angelus. Once it's 12 o'clock, you recite the Angelus, and that is how it's being done in the Catholic way. So I obeyed, I followed them, I stood, though I didn't even know what they were saying. I just stood there, and after some minutes, we started going again. It was amazing. I was like, wow, blessing. You go learn well for this school.
Hi, Smogs. My name is Hamida Ibrahim Mustafa, popularly known as Hamida Ibrahim Kunai. So today I'll be talking about my JJC experience as a new student in St. Monica's College, Kaba. Yeah, basically, I didn't have too much of JJC experience, but I had a particular one, and it was my worst experience, and I made sure it was my last experience. So, coming in as a new student, there was they said I was leaving while we were coming in. There was this particular Sister Folake, back then in a junior hostel. she, something happened, I can't remember. She just called me and said, go to Obasaju, go and collect my journey will never end from a certain sister. And I ran straight there. Getting there, the sister said the book was no longer with her. I should go to a sister in Duville. I ran straight to Duville. Getting to Duville, the sister said the same thing. I should go to Makosi. I ran to Makosi. On getting to Makosi, the sister there was like, he's not with me again, we'll go to Delis. But the sister in Makosi was laughing. So something told me that this is more like a punishment, but I just ran to Delis hostel. So on getting to Delis hostel, that particular sister was like, okay, go to Sister Folake, go and meet her and beg her. Tell her there's no book as such. I went to Sister Folake, I knelt down and said, sister, please. The sister in Delis hostel said there's no book such as my journey will never end. She was like, who told you that? This is la la la. She was just yelling out like the sister in the little sister. I started begging her. Well, she asked me to meet her. At the long run, she later asked me to stand up. So that was basically the worst experience I had as a new student in St. Monica's College.
I'm Sadiq Sadia.
Okay, speaking of my JJC experience, for me it would be the bathing experience. I remember vividly I resumed on the Sunday. So on Monday, we usually wake up very early to take our bath before going to class or before going for the assembly hall. And later I came out with my water. I saw lots of girls outside bathing naked. I was so shy that I was going into the bedroom and someone now told me that the bedroom is messy. I can't bathe inside. I won't lie to you. I didn't make to class on that day. I went to class like that. Yeah. But with time, I got used to it. I got used to it, and it really helped me a lot.
And by name, I Roger Blessing Adenike, SMCK, old student of 2010 sets. My JJC experience back then at SMC. Hmm. To the people that caused it, to the people who made the jest of me, it was fun to them. But to me as a person, it was embarrassing. So embarrassing. When you get to school, nobody wants to be your seatmate because they don't know you from Adam. And again, when you eventually got a seatmate, people will make mockery of you for coming to showcase yourself. What do you want to prove? Because I'm always wearing a red mid gown to school back then as a day student, that I should have put on something free, something easy. Even the prefect then, the senior class prefect, made utter the same statement. So it was embarrassing for me. Getting home, explained to my parents, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to return back to school in that dress again, those dresses. I don't want to wear red maid. My mom was like, no, that's what I'm gonna wear. I can't decide for her. I can't dictate to her on what to wear. But it was fun. It was fun though, because through that perspective, I was able to make friends with some certain set of people. But being the first time in a gathering of some set of people, it wasn't easy. It wasn't at all. It was embarrassing. But as time goes on, when we became friends and we want to talk about it, it was fun because remembering those days now, it makes me laugh out loud. Though it's fun.
Ah, JJC experience. My first experience was that the very day I landed in school, they called everybody that day, that very afternoon. They called everybody to the front of the list hostel, and I didn't know what that meant. I was just there, as a newcomer now, arranging my things. In my mind, though, even if it's something everybody had to do, since I'm a newcomer, I'll just stay now. But they were like, let's go, everybody must be there, everybody must be there. I went with them, left my things, went with them. I resumed school that year now with my little sister. So I went with them. We were there. Seniors were talking, how duty and that. Me, I don't even understand all those things concern me. I shall think for my mind, say, will I be able to stay here? Will I make it in this place like this? I shall, that one pass. Got to the one where they ring bell for lunch or dinner. And me, I'll just contest. In fact, at first, I didn't even know when they used to go and eat though. Me, I'll just be in the hostel and I'll be wondering, these people know the chop for this school. I didn't know that they had to ring bell and you will go. It was tough, I beg. So when I went, when they rang bell, other times when I started knowing that they would ring bell and I'll go, it's somebody that actually told me. Then I'll still contest to the dining and I'll get there and I won't have food. Okay, I'll go back. Tomorrow, I'll go back. Tomorrow again, same thing will happen to me. It happened to me severally. I suffered because of that thing. That one was very tough. It was very tough. Plus, I didn't know that Saturday, so you don't even have time to yourself to wash your clothes. Me, I balance one can wash clothes. Meanwhile, we had to clean hostel, you had to clean the surroundings, they will call everybody, you wash toilet, just one wash this, just two we do that. At the end of the day, I did not wash uniform, Momo. I did not wash the first week, I did not wash. It was on Sunday night, I had to wash my inner and wear to school on Monday morning. I learned lesson. The following week, I started knowing, I done the JJC small. But after I went through a lot of things I can't even remember right now.
Hello everyone, my name is Jumodola from Lailisi, aka Phone Pets. One of my JJC experiences. Okay, that I think that happened when I got admission initially. That was into my GS1. It was on a rainy day, I think, if I can remember correctly. After my dad dropped me off and they left, my bunkmates came out, took my things in, they started arranging it for me and all that. So that night, I think I was not used to this. I was not used to it yet that okay, I'm no longer at home and all that. So, and the bunk was very high. So I think I fell from the bunk and landed on the ground. I'll be on the floor. So that was my bunkmate now stood up. Everybody stood up in the hostel room and was like, what's going on? What's going on? So it was very embarrassing, and I didn't as in I didn't adjust to it immediately. Really, I didn't adjust to hostel life immediately. It wasn't fun. It wasn't funny, but well, at the end of the day, we were told to. I think in the morning, the following day, I asked about where we'll take our baits and all that. So I saw people standing outside the hostel, taking their baths and all that. I was like, so I'll stand among these people now and open my body and all that. So at the end of the day, I was told that, see this JJC, Baba, better come outside and, and join everybody. So at the end of the day, well, I got adjusted to the life and all that. Well,
Hello guys, my name is John Grace. I think my first experience was there was this particular day in school that a senior sent me to go get her a book titled My Journey Will Never End. Honestly guys, I walked my life out that day. I trekked from one hostel to another, from one class to another, looking for that book. So when I finally got to Delhi's hostel, I met my senior friend, and she was like, "What happened? What was wrong?" And I told her that a senior from my hostel sent me to go get her this book from a friend, like that. She now laughed and explained to me that that's like what they do to JJC, just one student that doesn't know what's going on, that it's not a book, it's a way of stressing you out and all. I was like, oh, that I should go back and tell the senior that my journey has ended. And guys, that was it. But man, after the whole trekking, I was so tired, I was so angry because it wasn't easy and all.
Hello everyone, good day to you. My name is Oyenuhi Judith Oluwashim. Well, my DDC experience, that would be when I resumed newly and I was going to SS3 class. I was passing through SS2, going to SS3 class to check on someone, one of my elder sisters. And I was hearing the normal call, his, like when you're calling a junior to send a junior on an errand. And I didn't answer. Then someone came to meet me and said, "Can't you hear you're being called?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm the one that the senior is calling." He said, "Okay, go and meet her." So I went there. When I got there, the person gave me money. Take, get to the cafeteria and get me food. I was pissed because I actually had where I was going. So why would you want to send me anywhere? Anyways, I had to go. And got to, when I got back, I went to where I was actually going in the first place. I told my sister, see what happened. And she was like, that's what they do. Anywhere anybody send you, as long as it is not during your lecture time. In fact, it shouldn't be outside during your lecture time or during your class period. You should go. And I was actually pissed. Why would you just send me on an errand? And I think every one of us got used to it as time went by.
Talking of hunger strike back then at SMCK, I really don't have much experience of that hunger strike because I was a day student back then. But amongst the day students, when hunger wants to strike us, that's when you see most of your friends who are fellow day students. Yeah, are you going to school shop? Help me to buy popcorn. Help me to buy buns. When you get back, you come and collect money. If you did not open your eye, if you go and comes back, you won't get any money. Or they will not give it to you. And as for my budding students back then, when hunger strikes them, that is when they start coming body with you, start forming paddy 247. You hear, please, if you're coming, let me to bring indomie, raw indomie. You bring raw indomie for them, they'll send you to buy this. Some of them will actually give you the money when hunger is striking them and they finish their provision. That's when they'll be sending you on an errand as if you are their errand girl. But we did it with love back then. We did it with love because it was fun. It was actually fun. They are not allowed to come out, so they'll just give you the money. Please help me to buy biscuits, help me to buy cornflakes, help me to buy milk. Hunger has strike. Now, as for those of them that doesn't have the money, they'll be coming, but come and buy me chips, come and buy me biscuit. I can't forget that biscuit. They do sell in school shop back then. But it was fun. It was really, really fun. I enjoyed those memories, and it still rings in my head. It's fun.
Oh boy, that hunger strike was usually during exam period or after exam period and all. I think there was one particular day I remember. There was one time like that. My friends in a German hostel, that's Taibat, Halibat, Victory, amongst others. Then I didn't have anything, not even Gary was left. I had to go to their hostel. When I got there, they were like, Halibas was like, this is the last guy that she has. Oh. So we'll have to do so can travel. Yeah, so can travel. You heard me right. So can travel is when you soak Gary and you leave it for a while, then come back to it. It might have swell. So it goes around and all. So we did so can travel, all of us, like about four of us or thereabouts. We we drank the Gary. It wasn't easy. Hunger strike was never easy in school and all.
Yeah, for my hunger strike experience, wow. I had tons and tons of hunger strike experience, but there was this particular one that, man, it was crazy. The school was on strike basically. So while we were leaving the school, I had some provision left in my cupboard. Left. I had like new provision that I had not even touched, that had not opened. They were there in my cupboard, thinking the strike was going to last for maybe probably a week or two, then we'll come back to school. But on getting home, the strike took like a month and a half, and even probably going to 2 months before we resumed. While I was leaving the house, my mom was like, like it looks like you're going to school afresh. Maybe we need to buy another provision. I was like, no, I still have new provisions, and the one I've not even opened, I still have them in school. And she was like, okay, like a burden lifted. On getting to school, a lot of people were not like, they raided their cupboards, all the things they left in school has been stolen and stuff like that. I was like, ah. But when I go to school, my own cupboard was still intact. The padlock and everything was there. I was like, okay, maybe I'm among the lucky ones. But while I opened my cupboard, I made that everything, including Gary, kerosene, everything I had been moved. Hey God. I had to call my parents that everything I was hoping to meet in school had disappeared. My mom now said, okay, I will have to wait till next visiting day before she brings me another provision. And the next visiting day was like in a month, the second Saturday of the following month. Man, before I got the provision, hey God, the kind of hunger that wired me, man, it was out of this world.
I think that was GS2 or GS3. I can't remember correctly. And we were supposed to go for meet and break. And everybody was broke, like broke. There was no Gary, nothing, nothing. So everybody wants to go home for the meet and break. And we later found out that the our principal then, may the Lord bless her soul, she's late now. She told us that she didn't allow us to go. I don't know what happened that period, but I think it was like a punishment or something. So the meet and break was cancelled. It wasn't funny at all. People started stealing people's provisions and all that, but at the end of the day, we tried going outside, to outside the school to probably for those that have guidance and the rest in town in Kabadem, but we were not allowed to. So the hunger was so much that the following, I think the weekend or the following day, the day we were supposed to go, we were not allowed. So the following day, the principal was holding a seminar in the one of the dining halls there. So I think the then held head girl, I can't remember her name, sorry, she assembled everybody in front of Delhi's hostel, if you guys can remember. So we gathered, she asked everyone to come with their buckets and everything. We came there with our buckets. So we took stick, we are now singing, we're now making noise close to the dining hall. We're now singing all this, hello, Lori Maria, come and release us. We want to go home. As in, it was more like a protest or something. It wasn't funny. So at the end of the day, the vice principal, Mr. Leleke, came out and addressed us and said, okay, that the principal would, I think they would discuss it and probably they'll get back to us. So that was the time result, Sha.
I would say hunger strike to me is a bad experience back then in school because it's a period where there's no more provisions in my cupboard and I have little or no provisions again in my cupboard except Gary. And I remember the common one among the students then was soaking of Gary. Yes, it's a process whereby you have a small quantity of Gary, You put it in your cup and you add a large quantity of water into it. Then you cover it. You take a straw, let me say a straw, to your friend's hostel, and when you are back, the garri has rise, as in e don swell up. Then you rush it and you take it. That is just the one I can place on as in soaking of garri back then in school. Yeah.
This hunger strike after examination, they usually give us 1 week to be in school before going for holidays. By then you might have been done with your provisions, especially someone like me. I finished my provision like immediately I go to school like this. And this other one I remembered, when our senior will call us to a particular hostel for either information or for us to go and fetch water, they will not give you number, and that number they will give to you, now you have to use that number before you go to dining. For me, that was scared of cane. I prefer I remain in my hostel, not going to dining on that day. That's another hunger strike that I can't forget.
Hunger started striking me because I was missing food in the dining. As I know they know when they ring bell, or as I go they contest, the waka they go to go chop food. until I started eating my provision. I supposed chop. Last provision don't they reduce. Me, I didn't know you will leave it until when the main hunger started. There's a time for main hunger in school as a boarding student. That day, when hunger started, my own provision had already, some are already finished. Why some were so small and all? People now started telling me that you have to leave it until hunger started. You don't just eat it. You don't just start eating it like that the first day you resume school. And I was missing food in there. What was I expected to eat? It got to a point where we had to soak garri and travel. You will soak it, go to night class, 10 o'clock. When you come back, you rush it because light out is going to they're going to ring bell for light out. So you rush it and you sleep. Hey, Jesus. The concussion wey person chop for school, especially because of hunger, no be here. But the fact that we soak indomie too and go to night class, come back and rush it and go to bed. It was tough, but it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I had all those experiences, because at least now I'm remembering. When I remember it, it just makes me laugh. I'm remembering some of those things and I laugh. Oh man, it's not easy at all, but thank God for everything, Sha.
I barely had any hunger strike experience other than, as a day student. So bring food from home, they give you money, except when we now turn big girls. I would no longer want to bring food. Then you bring only money. And you come and buy the regular rice and pomo at the school dining. So, but I actually have one experience. I misplaced my lunch money while on my way to school. And when I got to school, I didn't want to tell anybody I misplaced my lunch money. That day, hunger beats me well. Anyways, when it was 2 o'clock, a friend came through for me and they bought rice and pomo and gave it to me. I think that was my only experience talking about hunger experience.
Hunger strike. Hunger strike back then in school. I can remember that day I lost my money. I lost my money that day, and all I have with me was my food, and I have some garri inside my cupboard. So then I was in my food. I ate my food in the morning, and after taking my food in the morning, after prep, how am I going to eat? I searched all over my bag. I couldn't see my money. I checked my books. Inside my books, maybe I will have slipped some inside my book. I couldn't get the money. So all I did was that I had to start eating my garri like that, just in powder like that, with my garri mixed with sugar. And after eating it for a while, I had to take water. When I took the water, I was filled up. And that experience, I don't want to remember that again. I don't want to have that experience again. Let me say, I don't want to have that experience again, because it was something I wasn't happy about. Smelling different kind of aroma from friends, sitting around, eating their own rice, eating this, eating that, buying what they like, taking candy, taking chocolate. I was there munching my candy.
Thank you. Bye, guys. See you in our next episode. Bye.